Okay, this is a video diary of the flying monkeys that my abuser and the government likes to have in the environments and the shelters. There will be bullies stationed at the shelters and a lot of other things that I'd rather not discuss because I just simply don't think you believe me. And I think that, it would cause a lot of people just to disregard everything that I'm saying if I tell you true experiences that I actually had because I just don't believe they sound realistic. But anyway, so at the shelters, they would control my emotions and keep me in emotional abuse by putting me out, multiple different schemes for emotional distress. Um, they would start arguments, like I was in the cookie line at Austin Street, well, the food line, and they put me out for asking for a cookie. They put me out for looking both ways to see if traffic was coming in the hall. They put me out. They were scheming to put me out, so it was just different reasons that just really didn't make sense. They put me out because I was threatened, and I asked for help, which they deprived me of on camera footage. She shoved me, trying to get to my bed, and bullied me, and they covered for it and wouldn't assist me. That same individual told the DART employee to not give me directions on route informations on DART, and that employee didn't. So in my environments, I know it's incredible. There was a lot of gang stalkers stationed to enforce and make sure that I'm not talking to people, to make sure that these schemes go out properly, to make sure that, I'm not talking to the wrong party that may actually give me assistance. So there's a lot of conspirators in this abuse. So the reason why I'm doing this video diary today is was controlling DART. So the DART drivers could deny me. They can leave me, slam the door on me, causing me to bleed, slam their foot on the brakes, jeopardizing other safety, and having me hit the front of the bus. They were able to do all these different events. Now I'm not on the bus line. Now I'm not at the shelters for the abuse. So they have the other minimal things when I leave, but I try to minimize when I leave because I have all this chaos going on. So then what they do is they have parties in my environment. So since the main people that I have conversations with are in my groups and with church members, so church members are enticed to call, interrupt. So Metro Care was also enlisted in these schemes. They would call me, start arguments because it's for the emotional abuse. This is a way to cause a nervous breakdown, and that way it's easier to frame me. So they're intentionally trying to give me stress. These are calculated events, intentional. So now the other church members, since I left another church, they're not calling, interrupting as much. So now they're enticing other church members, and then, to text, interrupt, and different things to interrupt. So here's some text from this other church member. And I just wanted you to see these texts that I get that really don't make sense and how you can tell they're deliberate interruptions. Okay, I was on my way out going somewhere, and she asked me what happened when I asked for assistance. And I said that he wanted me to give a mental evaluation for the assistance and then provide a lot of support. I was on my way out. So that interrupted me. And then I was still out and about. And then it says, okay, and it says that I'm sad that you didn't get a lot accomplished. Basically, what kind of support are you needing? Okay. What kind of support are you needing? Okay. Which these are games. These are like emotional abuse because I repeatedly say the same thing over and over, and it's like taunting. Because if I repeatedly telling you the same thing for weeks, why is it that none of these parties have a clear indication on my experience for weeks? How many times do I have to tell multiple parties the same thing over and over and they still can't get it? In the video, I'll put that in the description. You can hear him saying, I'm just trying to get clarity. Multiple parties say, I'm trying to get clarity. They haven't received it for years. It's not that hard to just give someone resources for domestic abuse. What kind of clarity are you seeking, or are these games? So she reaches out again, and this is his form of getting power. Okay, this is, well, anyway. After I didn't hear back from you last night, after you asked what kind of support you were needing, one moment. I asked you what kind of support you're needing. I wanted to be clear that I asked so I can so I can check my resources and see if I can help you, but need to know specifically what you're needing. Hope to hear back from you. So she needs to know what I'm needing again. I informed her I'm at church. I didn't get back till late, and I wanted to get education and support for domestic violence of stalking. I have been able to get it for years. And then she states, thanks for letting me get back from you. I'm going to do some searching and see what I can come up with. In the meantime, we'll get a mental assessment as recommended so you can start the DV assistance and support process. So it's taunting. It's been going on years. So she asked me what support I need. Then she wants me to get a mental evaluation again for assistance and support. And these are interruptions. They text and interrupt at inopportune times, and I want to respond, but they do it when things are going on, and this is a pattern for multiple different parties as flying monkeys and in this corruption and abuse scheme. Okay, then I ask her, why do I need a mental evaluation to escape a domestic abuse situation? Then she says that's a very good question, and I don't know everything, but I do know that sometimes in DV situations, assessment is needed to confirm stressors in order to qualify for specific services. Maybe it's worth considering. Okay, if you're tired of everything else looking for support and have not gotten it yet, sometimes when we have done everything we know to do, go back to it, maybe helpful to try something different. So these are just ways of emotional abuse, to play games, taunt, violate. It's been going on years with multiple different parties, so I can see past their schemes. So, okay, I'm getting tortured. I can't get any assistance anywhere. I can't get law enforcement. I can't have my family. If I meet new people, then they entice them to become abusers too and play games and sabotage. They just were denying services flat out. They're using the YouTube channel as an opportunity to claim that these YouTubers that are cyberbullies and trolls are calling these places that are already denying me services and enticing them to deny services. No, they were denying services before I posted their information. That's why I did it. But they're blaming the YouTubers for the reasoning behind why I'm getting denied services, which even before I got the YouTube channel, I was getting denied services. That's why I started to record my interaction and my experiences. Okay. So I say, what are the referrals since my life is in jeopardy? She gives me the family place that's denying services. I say, do you have a name? You said you, and then I mean, if I'm getting forced to get violated, I'll take the therapy, which they're depriving me of that. They want me to be stuck in this chaos, and they have the emotional abuse aspect of it. They're deliberately sabotaging any avenues for assistance, support, including even for therapy, because it will give me emotional relief. They don't want that. So I said, I thought you wanted me to get a mental assessment. Are you trying to give me the runaround? She gave me the family place with no contact. My apologies. Was not trying to give you the runaround, but thought you were asking for DV referrals. And then she gives her name again. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get away for me not to be in the support group, period, like the multiple other ones. I know your name. She repetitively keeps repeating it because she knows that I'm going to post these texts. Then they can blame it on the YouTubers calling and creating havoc on why my services were denied when was already planned by the government and police department. And they're blaming it on the YouTubers or the trolls. And then she says, my apologies. This is, I facilitate the grief group on Mondays. And then I said, why did you ask me what I needed help with? So she's all over the place playing games. And then she says, I'm trying to support you and just need clarity on what it is you're needing so I can look for resources to help you in this difficult season. So all these texts interrupting and games that, the other party said that he needed clarity. They're just taunting in these games for the emotional abuse. So when I'm at home in these different environments and I get support systems, then they need to entice these support systems to become abusers. Because I need to feel like I have no avenue or any relief from this abuse. So the texters, the minions were all blocked. I blocked all Jason's texters, the minions. So I'm not answering the call from his abusers. So he has to enlist people in my environment, the church members, people like the apartment complex while my air kept going out, in parties like that. And then the things that I experience when I leave that I can't report. So some kind of way they need to incorporate the abuse in my everyday experience. So if I'm sitting at home, I don't have people at the shelter to start an argument for nothing. So they need to have people in my environment to cause emotional distress that just can pick up the phone or text me, engage in a conversation, and deny me the service that they said that they were going to give me. That's the form of emotional abuse. So this is the video diary of my experiences. It's been going on years. So that's why when I was out and about, these multiple parties would come up to me and threaten me. That's a form of the emotional abuse. That's why they would lie and slander and say that I did things that I didn't. I get degraded from multiple parties. And since I'm shutting down those avenues, that's why they're now having to be stooped to enticing church members to become abusers. Enticing the people online to remove me from a group that for no reason, and then deprive me of any answer on why she did it. A party that was once supporting me. So if they are so corrupt to where they even sabotage assistance online, like I said, what quality of life is this for me to live in this nightmare and have every source of relief compromised and sabotaged? If you're going to force me to be in this chaos, let me get therapy at least. And I mean, at least have some kind of empathy or compassion. Let me get therapy. They don't even want that. They deprive me of that. There's a place that I've been calling that still hasn't returned my call. An organization close by that give therapy for trauma, abuse, and different things like that. They don't want me to have it. They don't want me to have that relief.